What is going on, people? What is going on? Quick video. Hey man, I knew this was gonna happen. Xaiver Watts, Billy Bowman, both of them are day one starters for the Falcons. Kind of saw that coming as soon as they were being drafted. We needed somebody at the free safety position, and Billy Bowman looked like that type of guy that could easily be a nickel back. So this is what we have. We're forming up a pretty good secondary with younger players. We tried to plug and play a few players, last year or the last couple of years. Didn't necessarily work out, but I think this really just helps. You got some quality rookies here, and the Falcons did a very good job drafting, with all things considered, with the few draft picks that we had. The James Pierces, Jalen Walker, Billy Bowman, Xaiver Walker. I can't remember the other offensive line guy that we picked up, but we got him as well. And it just feels good to have talent that comes in from college and you're able to put them in right away. We saw this a while back with Deion Jones and a couple of other guys, Keon O'Neal. Those guys were rookies, and they came in and played right away, and it worked out for us for the most part. I think the main thing with that was just injuries, and that's one thing we got to worry about in general. You don't want to have injuries to curtail a person's career, and also the team. So hopefully these guys will be healthy with everybody else, because we also saw this with Caleb McGarry. He's out for the season, and I'm still a little worried about that now when it goes to playing going forward in the season. But it's good to see Billy Bowman, Xaiver Watts, good to see those guys get the starting job. I just saw just the way that they carried themselves in college, especially Xaiver Watts, because I was able to see more of him in college. I knew we ended up getting him in the third round. That was a steal. Double back and get Billy Bowman, which another guy that probably could have went up earlier, another one that was a really good steal. So really good to see. And I think the Falcons can actually make noise in the NFC South. I mean, we still got to go up against the Buccaneers. I'm not too worried about the Saints too much, but I think the Panthers could be a really sneaky team. Got to watch them. But all in all, I'm really liking what I see here. And I think at the end of the day, we should be fine. We should be fine. Kudos to Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot. They look like they really are trying to go in the right direction, because we've basically been on a treadmill for the past 2 or 3, maybe even 4 years. Getting around 7 wins, 8 wins. That right there is just you're basically trying to get your foot in the door, and you make moves like this. Hopefully they pan out, and if they do pan out, you can get to that 10, 11, possibly 12-win season. Especially when you also got a young quarterback, you got a young, offense. You got guys that are skill players that are fairly in their second, third, fourth year, and just to continue that same trend with getting these rookies in here and getting those guys ready to go, and actually for them to be day one starters, that is really, really good. It's promising. It just shows that the scouting work and these guys coming in and putting in the work, that helped as well. And for them to be day one starters is not, really easy to do outside of, okay, we really need this person in this position. And maybe a little bit of that was the case with Xaiver Watts, because, we lost Simmons at the free safety position, and we really didn't have anybody to, fill that void. DeMarco Hellams could have been that guy, and that didn't work out the way it did. Xaiver Watts ended up winning the job. And with Billy Bowman, we pretty much was struggling on getting a nickel back for a while. Like I said, as well with Clark Phillips. We thought Clark Phillips could be a nickel guy. Mike Ford, possibly he could have been a nickel guy. Because I think Mike Hughes is the number 2 guy, I think. I didn't look at the depth chart, so I don't know. But, Mike Hughes, Clark Phillips, those 2 guys could be the number 2. We never really solidified that nickel position in a very long time. I mean, you can even go way back to the Super Bowl year that we had a decent nickel back, but we never was able to fulfill that position all the way back then. So you're going on almost 8 years. So I think Billy Bowman is a guy that really could fulfill that position and probably be around for a while because, like I said, he's been playing pretty good. You know, he's been looking pretty good throughout the offseason. And Xaiver Watts, and like I said, I knew as soon as we drafted him, and now I saw him play at Notre Dame, I knew that we were going to be able to have him as a day one starter. So this works out. Hey, I got my camera going all over the place. But this works out, and I think that this is going to bode well for the Falcons. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm about to go to work, and hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of y'all day. I will see you guys in another video. We will plan on doing some content throughout the weekend, especially with the week of football starting. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all take it easy. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.